Bienvenidos, welcome guys, and I'm your host Roger. Every single day or every single week I come up with some really good content for you guys and try to think about different ways to promote veganism in a way that can reach to the masses, and not only that but also a way that it can be digested by any public, right? People that are starting it, no matter that level of veganism where you are. I think this is a safe space for everyone, not judgmental, just being able to spread knowledge from a different perspective, right? And I always like to say that, I add a little bit of Latino twist into it because that's where my background and roots are from. All right, so what I want to talk about today is I hear a lot of people talking about how vegan is just a trend. Is vegan really a trend? So let's talk about why I feel like veganism is not a trend, right? And despite of what people are saying, and how I see the future of veganism. So let's do it. First, let me go ahead and say thank you. It's always a pleasure, and it's always a lot of gratitude for me to be able to put out some of these videos for you guys and audio at the same time. I really love all y'all for supporting the channel, for allowing me to express myself with the way I like it, and at the same time with the type of movement and type of lifestyle that I live for, right? So for most of you guys know, for the past 20 plus years of my life I've been vegan, and it's been a really great lifestyle for me, as a matter of fact. But the most important thing is, of course, all the contribution that I'm doing to the environment, to the animals, and to my own personal health now. But it's how I'm being able to inspire a lot of you guys. I have a lot of people that has came to me and are still coming to me saying that they listen to S video or audio, or just me talking about vegan has been an inspiration for them transition, or just mostly be more cautious about what they're eating. So for me, that's a win. I used to take this really harsh on not able to even change more people, but I started leading by example, and that literally helped me more catapult, or helped me more to help more people or transition more people, because now it wasn't done from a judgmental standpoint. It was more done from a love standpoint, right? Because I love all people, even though sometimes we don't agree with a lot of things that people are doing, but at the same time I would like them to be more conscious and have more of a heart feeling into what they're doing, and see why vegans and decided to do this, and especially vegans from the ethical standpoint, right, and on environmental standpoint too as well. But at the same time, we'll work on all of them, right? But yes, so what I was intending to say is that I enjoy seeing that transition of people and folks that has come to me for either advice or just basically just follow and see my content. So I really do appreciate that, because that's the whole point of it, right? Just create a platform that allows people to get inside and feel related to, and find a way to understand veganism from different angles, and at the same time, get some ideas, get some knowledge, and so on and so forth. So if you have some ideas, some content that you would like us to talk about, please let us know. Share it. You can share it with me via any of the social media channels, and I'll be taking those advices and making videos or audios out of that. So what I was talking about was how I see veganism not being a trend, like despite of what some people might say. I see veganism as a movement or a lifestyle that's are to stay in here, and it's gonna stay here for a long time, and he has the power to change the world. So that's what I'm gonna be talking. So basically, I have broken it down in three main components, three main reasons or aspect of facts that allowed me to talk about veganism, and so I'm gonna go ahead and speak upon this. So the first one is the environmental, right? We all know that veganism is one of the most impactful things we can do for the environment, right? According to the report by the United Nations, animal cruelty is responsible for 14.5% of the global greenhouse gas emission, which is more than the entire transportation sector combined. By reducing our consumption of animal product, we reduce the demand for the industry and help mitigate the impact of climate changes. So that's why when we talk about veganism from an environmental standpoint, we focus a lot into, hey, if you reduce this, you stop consuming animal, it'll help the environment, right? 40.5% is a high percent, so let's run it up to 15%. So it's a high percentage right there. So is we talking about the consumption of meat has that higher impact on the global greenhouse gas emission, and then we'll reduce that by 50%. Then we can focus on all some of the other aspects like vehicles and all these different things. But we focus heavily on like, well, yeah, you gotta reduce your light and then the water consumption, and then you gotta be more eco-friendly. And don't get me wrong, all these things are great, but they are a smaller percentage on the big bucket. So out of the entire pie, they're just a small piece, basically saying. So what we vegan want to encourage is that, yes, let's continue all those practices. Try to reduce the amount of vehicles we ride, maybe ride more clean and ride more electric vehicles in some cases, depending on how they're produced and whatnot. Then you can talk about all the other different aspects that comes along that once we get to that point. But we can talk about how we reduce the use of plastic and how we reduce the light and the electricity, all the different things. And those things are great. But what the vegans are saying is for the most part, we use that to say, well, yeah, we're doing something about the environment, but we're not really focusing on the bigger picture. So if vegan is saying that, if we're saying that 15% of the gas emission is created by animal cruelty, by animal agriculture, why not focus on that? Like, why not put our energy towards that and then reduce that? And that will give a big chunk of the pie. And then we continue doing all the small little things, all the little things, depending how perception you see it. And that's what we're trying to imply with this. It's like, let's look at the bigger picture. But we know that there's a lot of politics, of government subsidy. There's a lot of government help, subsidized is the word I was looking for. That the government subsidizes a lot of these products, and there's a lot of politics behind that. So since we know that it is not going to be an easier effort for the bigger people, the bigger guy or high on the pyramid to be able to accomplish these things, right? So at the same time, what we would like to do is how can we as vegans help this cause, even though that a small percentage of us are involved in this lifestyle. And one of the things that we said is like, well, if we have more people eating vegan, it's less people consuming this type of product. So that their business start crumbling, their demands start crumbling. We don't want necessarily from a business standpoint to fail because we have alternative, and I spoke about this in a purpose episode. But what we do want is to reduce that consumption of animal product to a very minimum to none, basically non-insisted. That way we can help the environment, and then at the same time we help these people with the health as well, which will be my next. So we will segue to my next topic, which is health. So I already spoke about the environment. Now let me segue into the health benefit, right? So this because the environment is crumbling, right? We see all these different weather changes. I was talking to my girl the other day about how crazy the weather is. Like, I'm in Houston, and then one day sunny, warm, then the next day it just rains. It's like it doesn't stop raining, and the next day it's just like freaking cold. Like it's just like cold, and then the next day it's just like it floats to it's a lot. So all these different weather and climate changes, where do you think these things come from? Like it's just the words. It's like it's talking to us. It's like, hey man, you guys are killing me. Like, what you guys are doing? So nobody pays too much attention into it, but when somebody does, it creates a big impact. So I need to bring an environmentalist one day to the show, so we can talk about all these different things and all the different facts. Because it will be great to have that conversation. So I will segue into health benefit, right? And just like the environment is crumbling and is hurted, our life, our health is also going to situation. Veganism has been shown to be a healthy and nutritional complete way of eating, as well as a vegan or a plant-based diet can provide all the necessary vitamins and minerals we need to maintain a good health. Study has shown that vegans tend to have lower rates of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain type of cancers. So it's obvious that eating a plant-based diet or eating a vegan diet reduces your risk of all these type of diseases, right? And why you don't want to do that for your life? We have the science now that is backing this up. We're not just talking because vegans say that they know it all. Now we have science behind it, and then it's telling you, hey man, there's a lot of studies and there's a lot of different type of information out there that's saying that if you stop eating this, it's gonna help you with your life in so many ways. And we still see people that don't believe that. So we had to come up to a point that what is it that is causing us not to make that change? Do we value our life or we don't value our life? What's more important to us? I hear people that would say something like, well, you know what? I'd rather shorten my lifespan for 10 years but eat meat than extend my life by eating a vegan diet or vegetable, whatever the case is. And you know how dumb that sound, and excuse my expression, but if you that let me know that you really don't value your life. But hey, by all means, that's you, that's your life, that's your life. Who doesn't want to be in this world and live to the fullest? Like knowing that you have all the opportunities in life to do greater things, just to enjoy life, enjoy everything that comes around. And I know that life goes through ups and downs. We all know that. But for the most part, man, even if you're going and you're down, you have to appreciate those moments so you can embrace when you're in the up down, right? I heard my mentor one time told me that successful people, they don't share their good moments, because you have good moments and you have bad moments. So when you share your good moment, that means that you're gonna be all happy. But when a rough moment comes, then you get sad, and then you have to be able to stay poised during your entire life. It might be a little bit difficult for a lot of y'all, but be able to maintain. Doesn't mean that you don't have to embrace happiness, but or smile, basically, because having a smile might mean two different things. But what he's trying to imply is like, just like when you're up and you're excited, you have to be excited when you're down, right? Now, as you say, well, if you maintain a calm state in both states, then you don't really have to worry too much about it, because the whole point here is to be able to feel that you have control. And who doesn't want to have control? Now, at the beginning, people will say, well, I didn't know anything about veganism. Now there's no excuses. Every information is out there. So you can get a recipe. You can get everything. Everything can be customized. Everything can be bought. You can buy product and you can make products. You can do all the different things. You can live a very basic vegan life, eating the basic things, I showed this that it's possible, even going to Cuba for several days, that eat the basic stuff. You don't require to have or do all these different fancy things, but you can still get all those different things depending on where you live, right? Because now how the movement is going is really expanding a lot, and you get more opportunity to buy a lot of more products, a lot more things. So at the end of the day, having health is part of having wealth, right? Because you can have the best doctors in the world, right, to take care of yourself. You can buy them with money, right? But at the same time, if you have the best health in the world, then you might not require the best doctors, saying that you can focus yourself in doing different things. I'm not saying that you don't go and get checked ups and see if everything is right or wrong with you, or if you have something that is bothering you in your body, don't handle it. I'm not saying all that. But what I'm saying is that you can have a great health. You can have a good health, a very good health, if you maintain a healthy plant-based diet plus some good exercise. And you can do that without having to have the big amount of resources. That's what I'm trying to say. So you can obtain health without having to have the financial resources, and you can even get even better health when you have the resources, because you can probably get more food, better food, better help is required at that point. So you can have the best of both worlds if you wanted to, but if you have to choose, health will be probably the one that you want to have, just because you can live longer, you can help, you can create then the wealth when you have the health. Because a lot of people will kill themselves to get the wealth, but then they deteriorate the health. So then when you use all the money they made to try to get the health back, and it's too late. So get the knowledge from the beginning, or get the knowledge now about how can you have a healthy lifestyle. And then from that point on, then focusing on getting your wealth and getting everything else that you need to get, is that's what you're aiming for. So that will be my two cents of advice when it comes to health and wealth, right? Now, compassion to animal, coming to the ethical part for me, right? Veganism is about more than just our health and the environment. It's also about extending our compassion to all living beings, including animals. The animal agriculture industry is responsible for immense suffering of cruelty to animals, from the way they are raised and transported to the way they are slaughtered. By choosing to eat a vegan diet or a plant-based diet, we are taking a stand against this cruelty. I'm making a statement that we really care about animals and about other sentient beings. Not only when it comes to the aspect of eating animals, but also wearing animals and using an animal for exploitation for any way or somehow, transportation, entertainment, and when you use animals for clothing and for eating as well. So any form of exploitation for animal. Veganism is also about living in alignment with our values. For many vegans, including myself, the exploitation and oppression of animals is simply unacceptable. So like, we don't condone that. And we choose to live a life that aligns with their belief. By taking this step, we are not only making a difference in our own lives, but we are also inspiring others to do the same. And I hope we can be able to inspire you guys to do the same. I think for me, when you choose to become an ethical vegan, allows you to stay vegan for a long time. You can find a way that works for you. And I've spoken about this many ways, many times. Whatever is health, environment, or ethical. But the point is that whichever way you choose, you have to make sure that it helps for you, it aligns with you, it inspires you, and then you continue progressing in your vegan lifestyle, in your vegan journey. You can continue evolving and learning more and getting inspired and sharing this knowledge and inspiring others and so on and so forth. So I truly believe that that's the way that you can evolve in life, and everything should be that way. Not the way you were when you were 10 years old, of course, is not when you were 20 or in your 30s or in your 40s. You continue to evolve and change in some way for the most part, for majority of people. Again, I see veganism as a lifestyle more than a trend, more than just something cool right now, because once you decide what is it that in the vegan world inspire you, then it becomes part of you. Like for me now, being vegan is so normal. See what I mean? To me, it's like I don't see anything else. So for me, it's not like, oh, I'm vegan tomorrow, bro. Oh man, do I have to really eat that stuff? Like for me, it's just a normal thing. Now this is just a part of me. Like for me, it's weird not being vegan, right? Like I don't see myself not being it. Like this is already who I am. This is my identity. This is part of who I am. This is part of who I am. So it's not me only. It's not the only thing about me, but it's part of who I am. So me not being vegan is just like completely different. And you can take away the name, right? You can just call me Roger, for example, but I will still eat plant-based. I'll still eat vegan. So regardless of the title, because I know a lot of people have a difficult time using that title, I will still be eating the way I'm eating. So that won't change. And I will still have the same belief about the animal like I have right now. So that will not change. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So it's so engraved in me that it's difficult to kind of like pull that off or like strip it out. Like you can't just detach that away and then just toss it and think that I'm not going to be this way anymore. So for me, this is who I am. So that's the reason why I say that if you decided to go vegan, if you already are great, absolutely great for you. I'm speaking more for the ones that are thinking about doing the transition. It's better that you find one of those ways, or find something in between vegan that inspire you, so that way you can stay committed to it and then just be at it and stay at it. That's why I keep saying that it's a lifestyle. So, like I said, the ethics part of veganism, at the core of veganism, is believed that a life deserves respect and that no animal should be used for food, clothing, or any other purpose, right? Transportation, entertainment. As vegan, we reject the exploitation of animals for human gain and believe that our food choices should reflect our values. Whether you are driven by concern of animal welfare, environmental sustainability, or health and wellness, there are many compelling reasons to choose a vegan lifestyle. The environmental impact of veganism, in addition to the ethical implication, veganism has a significant impact on the environment. Animal agriculture is one of the largest contributors to greenhouse gas emission, deforestation, and water pollution. By choosing to eliminate all animal products from your diet, you can help reduce your carbon footprint and protect the planet for future generations. Right? And when I talk about the health benefit, many people are very surprised to learn that a well-planned vegan diet can provide all the nutrients your body needs to thrive. Study has shown that a plant-based diet can reduce the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain type of cancer, among other health benefits. And contrary to a popular belief, a vegan diet can be just as satisfying and delicious as a diet that includes animal product. So in conclusion, you got it, folks. You got it, guys. Veganism is not a trend. It's a lifestyle. It's a powerful movement that has the potential to change the world for better. Because all these different tangible, if we take care of the environment, then we have a longer planet, we can live in this planet, we can maintain our planet. We don't have to think about moving to a different planet, not even going to a different planet. If we take care of our health, we have healthy people that can continue thriving, progressing, doing all the different things. And if we take care of the animal, in the same way, it's more like me saying, you develop compassion. So you develop compassion for animals, you can develop compassion for humans as well, and for other things at the same time too. So we link those two there, right? Plus, this planet is not only ours. We rely on the ecosystem, and the ecosystem needs those plants, needs animals, needs human. Well, not necessarily. Human is not really necessarily needed. If you take away all the humans from the planet will be so happy, will thrive, right? But we're here. We are here for a reason. So, but what we're trying to imply is that if we take care of our things, those things will take care of us, right? We need our planet so we can breathe and live. We need our animals because they're part of the ecosystem that help this planet move and be productive and be a planet. And then humans, now we're here, we gotta take care of that too, because supposedly we are the superior race. That's what at least most humans think. And then, but sometimes the way we act doesn't make us look superior, make us look inferior. So I want to challenge you guys for that, to think about that very deeply and see if you are making the right choices. But right, based on the current data, is it safe to say that the future of veganism looks promising? Right, the demand for plant-based and vegan products has been growing rapidly in recent years, and it's likely to continue growing as more and more people become aware of the environmental and health benefits of being vegan or plant-based. Additionally, advancement in the plant-based food technology have made it easier and more accessible for people to adopt a vegan diet. As a result, we can expect to see a continued rise in the popularity of veganism and the growth of the vegan food market in the coming years. So, to all my listeners out there, I encourage you guys to continue learning about being vegan or veganism and the impact it can have, whether by trying new vegan recipe, attending a local event, connecting with other like-minded individuals, going Meatless Mondays. There are many ways, taking a challenge. There are many ways to get involved and make a difference. And with that said, guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning to this episode number 145 of Latino Vegano, and I hope you guys find it informative and enjoyable. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me and let me know. Until next time, love you guys. Peace and stay vegan.